pleased to have the Indianapolis Colt DeForest Buckner, formerly of the San Francisco 49ers, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, sir?
How you doing, Rich? Thank you for having me again, man.
Well, thank you for coming on. I mean, what in the world is it like for you right now? I mean, new team, pandemic, you're about to get on the road. I'm assuming they're telling you what the protocols are going to be, getting on a plane, getting on a bus, going into a hotel. I mean, what is it like for you right now?
Yeah, it's definitely a new norm. Changing, going to a different team and relocating is one thing, but having to deal with all the new things going on in the league and how this year is going to go is definitely different and something that you really got to adjust to. And, like you were saying, traveling-wise, it's definitely going to be different. Obviously, the organization's not going to be able to travel, everyone that they want to, that they normally do. Going to the hotel, everybody's kind of, once you get there, there's no leaving to go eat dinner or see family. You're stuck at the hotel, and it's going to be different for sure. And then going to certain stadiums that there's going to be absolutely no fans. That's definitely going to be different, with the atmosphere-wise and having them, pump crowd noise and all that crazy stuff. So it's definitely different this year.
Yeah, I mean, so if you wouldn't mind, what have you been told about traveling? Are you going to go on separate planes from some of your teammates too to keep that?
That's not something that we really went over yet. I'm pretty sure they're going to go all over that pretty soon. But with the plane and everything, that's something I'm not sure on yet.
Okay, but you have already been told when you go to the hotel, you're going to your room and that's it, right? You're shut down for the night.
We'll have we'll have meetings like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do a great job of making sure everything's, 6 feet apart and things like that, like what they do here in the facility. But as of leaving the hotel and doing all that kind of, those things that you'd usually do on the road, going out to dinner as a unit, seeing family, I mean, that's, you're not doing any of that. If you're traveling with a team, you're stuck in the hotel.
DeForest Buckner here on the Rich Eisen Show. That said, everything seems to be protocol-wise set up in a way where at least we feel comfortable talking football. Do you feel comfortable playing football?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel comfortable playing football. Everybody wants to be out there playing, and I feel like everybody's doing a great job with being disciplined. When we do have free time on our off days, not being out and about, exposing yourself, because you expose yourself, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting your teammates and the organization. So I feel like guys around the league are doing a really good job because they want to be out there. And so, with that being said, us being tested every day, gives me confidence that, I'm not exposed, and not one person, out there on the field playing, that everybody's been testing negative. So no one has been exposed, so I'm comfortable being out there.
Fantastic. That's great to hear. DeForest Buckner here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's get to you now. Did you see the trade coming? Did you sense it might be possible? Walk me through that for you.
Yeah. I knew it was coming. I knew actually a week before they officially came out with it, that I was being traded to Indy, and it was just a business decision that was made, and that's part of being in the league. You know what I mean? You just got to adjust, and I'm just very grateful for a team to invest in me and believe in me and my abilities and what I can bring to the table.
Yeah, I mean, did you at least nod your head? Okay, first round pick. At least they sent me first round pick. You were a first round pick, and years into your career, that's your value. That's got to. Did you at least nod your head over something like that?
Oh yeah, and it's the little things that you gotta appreciate, and it just shows how much they think of me, the Colts, and so I want to do everything in my power to reciprocate that.
Okay, so now when you take on Jacksonville this weekend, at least you're going to be hitting or going against somebody other than your teammates. That said, so far, what's your evaluation of Quentin Nelson being on the other side of him?
He's hands down the best guard in the league. Quinn is he's a talented player, but he's a technician. He works on his technique every day. We talk about certain things, his hand placement or how his feet were, and vice versa. So He's looking to get better each and every day, and that's what I love about him. He's not complacent. He's not content on where he's at in his career. He's only getting better, and which is crazy to say. You know what I mean? The kid hasn't given up. He's given up one sack in 2 years. He's a dominant run blocker and even more dominant pass protector. So to be able to go against a guy like that each and every day will only help me get better. And when I know practice is hard, I know the game's going to be easy. So
yeah.
That being said, he's hands down the best guard in the league.
Is he just as angry and ornery in practice as we see in game film? Is that what you're saying?
No, game days. I think he has a switch that he turns on. He's a pro. He knows how to practice. He's not out there to hurt his own guys. But that being said, he'll also he practices hard.
And then in terms of just quarterbacks that you've been around as teammates, Phillip Rivers is I'm trying to go in my head if you and Alex Smith potentially ever cross paths, but we're talking about a guy who has right now a totally different new lease on life here and has Hall of Fame credentials. Ring would definitely burnish that with possibly, obviously, a window of opportunity for him closing. What are you sensing from Phillip DeForest?
Yeah, he's as good as they come. Phillip is, he's a competitor, if I've ever seen one, and obviously a really smart, intelligent quarterback. And, he's always been a guy that I watched. Growing up, I was a Chargers fan, so I was a Phillip Rivers fan growing up. And, I never told him this, but I was a big Chargers fan growing up. And, he's good as they come. Like you said, he's got all the Hall of Fame credentials. Now that he has the best O-line in front of him in the league, I can only, imagine what he's going to do this year. He thrown for 4,000 yards last year. Shoot, I can see him throwing for 5. So it's going to be very fun to watch him, moving forward this year.
So you're saying like the 15, 16-year-old in Hawaii was rooting for Phillip Rivers, that version of DeForest Buckner?
The Chargers were my team growing up.
Go figure that. Now you're teammates with him. It's amazing. So I'm sure you're hearing the talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars tanking DeForest. You see them first up. What do you say to that conversation that they are tanking for Trevor Lawrence prior to a season like this?
Nobody in the NFL goes into a season thinking, we're going to tank the season. We're going to come out there. Obviously, they know we're hearing all this, stuff about their tanking and all this kind of stuff. They're traded. They don't have a lot of talent, whatever. So and so. It's the NFL. It's any given Sunday, and we're going to get their best, and we're going to make sure that they get ours. So, and it's a big division game. We're not going in there. We're not listening to the outside noise. We're going in there preparing, to win. And we got to play to the best of our abilities, and we got to bring it to them.
And I'm sure you might be hearing this as well, DeForest. You're an Oregon Duck before you were a professional football player. The fact that there's no hue and cry out for Pac-12 football not playing, similar to Big Ten country that you're living in right now, and that maybe the Pac-12 fan base isn't nearly as in love with football or as rabid about it as the Big Ten fan. What do you say when you hear that?
Yeah, no, the Pac-12 is everybody loves watching Pac-12 games. I just got to say that. It's just unfortunate, these two conferences aren't having games this year. I was very looking forward to what the Ducks are going to do this year with Coach Cristobal, and it's something that we got to live with, I guess, with the decision that they've made, and it's just going to be weird not being able to see my Ducks play this year.
All right, last one for you, DeForest. I know the past is the past, but I do want to let you know that there may be a coin toss with Cleveland in your future once again, but I imagine in COVID you wouldn't be shaking hands with Baker Mayfield anyway.
No, probably not.
Okay, but I don't know, maybe you could figure out some version of the dapping or anything like that,
I got you. Maybe a head nod.
Yeah, head nod. Just at least get a head nod, right? At least we'll. That's the body language that we'll be looking at,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. Take care of yourself, DeForest, okay? You be well. Be safe. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you for having me again, Rich.
You got it. Absolutely. That's DeForest Buckner. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.